So and now they announced.
Did they waive the laws 6 months ago?
Well, what I'm saying is DHS. Yeah, Peter.
Rita, just want to follow up very quickly. You said that it's not new, but to be clear that this was posted on the Federal Register overnight on October 4th. So, just to be clear about this, the president earlier today said that he was asked, does the border wall work? He said no. But in this statement that was posted within the last 24 hours, the Department of Homeland Security Secretary says there is presently an acute and immediate need to construct physical barriers and roads in the vicinity of the border of the United States in order to prevent unlawful entries into the United States. So who's right? The statement from the DHS Secretary overnight or the President's comments today saying they don't work?
So a couple of things. Yes, it showed up on the register today, but the announcement, this is not new. This is from 6 months ago.
Well, it is new because the waiving of the laws actually didn't happen.
But this is something that was out back, that the DHS was put out back in 6 months ago. So and now they announced.
Did they waive the laws 6 months ago?
Well, what I'm saying is DHS announced this back in June that the agency would do so. They actually said that they would do that back in DHS.
Forward with it today, but the initial announcement was 6 months ago by waiving the laws. So that's what's new today. Understood. So
yes.
the statement when
Just
he
want to
says
make sure we're
presently
clear on
was
that.
filed. So when he said there is presently, are you saying when he says there is presently, he was referring to 6 months ago or referring to the date of which it was filed?
What I can tell you is DHS announced this back in June that they were going to move forward with this.
Oh, right.
That's what I can share with you. That's what I know is to be true and is to be fact. Look, I can speak for the president. The president said he was asked directly. He doesn't believe a border wall is effective.
Does he have a disagreement with his Department of Homeland Security Secretary?
What I can tell you is what the president. I want to tell you what the president said and what your colleague asked him. He said no. He doesn't believe that the border wall is effective.
Speaking in direct contradiction to what his own
I know.
Homeland
I hear
Security
you.
Secretary
I hear
says.
you. I'm speaking for the president. I'm saying that he has said that he does not believe a border wall is effective. That's what he was asked. He has said that for some time now, and it still remains to be the case. He asked, right? He asked Congress multiple times. His team has asked Congress to reappropriate the funds. They refused to do that. We're going to comply by law.
Would you ask the president on our behalf then, in the absence of our ability to do that, whether he disagrees with the statement that there is presently an acute and immediate need to construct
I'm
physical
happy to
barriers?
take that back. I'm happy to take that back. Go ahead.
Thanks, Karine. As someone who spends a fair amount of time in the Oval Office with the President, did you ever have a troubling encounter with Commander?
No, not at all.
So he never nipped you?
No.
Were you ever wary of being
No.
around him
No, and
because of the biting incidents that you had heard about?
Absolutely not. And I've seen Commander many times. I was never worried, and I've never been bit by Commander.
Have any of the members of your staff?
What I can say, I don't have numbers of exact numbers of any incidents with Commander. I do want to lay out something that my colleague Elizabeth Alexander over at the First Lady's office, who's our communications director, and just to be clear here, and we want to make sure that folks understand, just in case you guys didn't see her statement here, and it goes as follows. The President and the First Lady care deeply about the safety of those who work at the White House and those who protect them every day. They remain grateful for the patience and support of the U.S. Secret Service and all involved as they continue to work through solution. Commander is not presently at the White House, on the White House campus, and while next steps are evaluated. That was a statement that came out from the First Lady's office, and so I will certainly leave it there. No, as it relates to me, I was never weary of a Commander. I've seen him many, many times, and so I can only speak for myself, though, and I can't speak to anything else outside of that.
I'm surprised. I've been bitten by a dog. If there was a dog that had bitten 11 or 12 other people, I'd be a little nervous around that dog. Why weren't you?
I mean, I'm not sure why this has to do anything with me. I was just not nervous at all. So that is not a concern for me. That is not something that I can't speak to anything else outside of what you have heard from the First Lady's office. And so I'll just leave it there.
What are you saying?
All right.
You make the dog available for questioning.
Thanks a lot.
You're up here. You're throwing me off.
This is the LA Times seat, my old seat.
Oh, okay, all right. You're Mr. LA Times?
I do.
Okay.
I do. My hometown paper.
Okay, don't tell time.
So on President Biden's first day in office, January 20th, he posted a proclamation in the Federal Register where he halted all funding that was being redirected to build a border wall. And he also ended the national emergency on the southern border. Also, in the first paragraph of that proclamation, he asked for a careful review of all resources that have been appropriated to the southern border wall. What was the result of that careful review?
Don't have an update on the review, but happy to actually talk to the team, and we can work with you on getting the result of that review.
It's been 2.5 years. Was part of it
I totally
the decision
understand.
in June to restart construction on that
No,
section of the
I
border?
totally understand. You asked me for a review. I'm not going to make something up from here, so I have to figure out from the team what came out of that review. So don't have an answer on that review that you're asking about from the first day of the president's.
Oh, great Odin's raven!
President's administration, but I will also add that first day the president put forth a comprehensive immigration reform, right, to reform the system, to fix a broken system that has been broken for decades. Every president has had to deal with the immigration system, a broken immigration system. I don't want to say every president, but the last few for sure in the last 20 years. And so the president took that very seriously. He put forth a piece of legislation. It was his first piece of legislation, right? That's how seriously he took it. And then when Congress wouldn't act, he took action. He took action to make sure that we had CBP, more additional CBP, 24,000 CBP folks on the ground.
This is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy.
By the border. That's something that he did, make sure there was record funding. And he recently, back in August, as I just listed out moments ago, asked for more from Congress, and Republicans refused to act. Look, that is how seriously this president has taken it. Of course, there's always more work to be done. Since May.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
I'm out of here.